Okay, welcome to this episode of Unadvisable. It's our first episode of a new podcast that we decided to do because we're bored with our lives. So it's a podcast where three of us as pals, it's me, Caitlyn, Gleb, and Mitch. And they're all so happy to be here. We decided to film this on a Thursday, and it's actually Halloween, so we've had many distractions today, and setup's been quite fun. But we wanted to talk about a topic that I feel like everyone can relate to. It's just balancing a creative lifestyle and just like work-life balance. It's pretty relatable. But before we do that, I want to do some short introductions. So starting with me, my name is Caitlyn, and you can follow me on all the socials at Caitlyn Creative, and that includes YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. I do videography work, and I run social media, and I do things like that, and then I also get awkward on occasion, but that's me in a nutshell. So, Gleb.
Hi, how's it going? I am Gleb, and you can follow me on Instagram at GlebLabham, and I do photography, and I also do videography as well, and yeah, that's my intro.
And I am Mitch. You can follow me at Mitch_Lawson on Instagram. I do the same thing as these guys. I also do live production, which this isn't actually live.
He set it up and he tried to make me do it, but I produced the show.
Gleb
sat there.
Gleb helped me set it up, and then I didn't want to do audio, so they set it up because I have a full-time job.
I feel like there's some tension in the room right now because we got mad at each other a minute ago.
That's what friends are for, though. And that's the intro. Did we miss anything?
No, I just wanted to say how we are, but let's shake it out.
Let's shake it out.
Because we got tense and Mitch wants to go to bed. But it's also Halloween, so if the doorbell rings...
Happy Halloween!
If the doorbell rings, there could be some trick-or-treaters. I may need to hop.
We're not going to open it.
I'll open it.
I feel bad for them. They came for candy.
That's fine. It's bad for their teeth.
Yeah, so let's get it out of my house. But, okay. Going in, we just picked this topic because I struggle on a regular basis trying to balance my 3 jobs and social ability and stuff like that. Is this a relatable topic to you guys?
Very much so.
It can be.
How? I want you to start a little bit.
Can we just start?
Just talk about how you relate to this topic.
I feel like in the industry that we work in, like it's very demanding. Like you have to be creative 24/7. And that can like suck the life out of you, I feel like. So it's important to like learn different tricks that you can use so you can always be on your A game. So whether it's taking like a quick 5-minute walk or some sort of break or even chatting with other creative people to like get the creative juices going again. There's just a lot of different things that you can do to try to like mix it up. And I feel like I'm in a bit of a rut creatively, so like doing a podcast to try to get some momentum.
It can help you recharge to when you... There's many different things that can help you recharge, but
totally.
Building your creative juices with other people is one of them. Do you have any input, Glebathon?
Glebathon?
Please don't call my friend that.
Call me.
Glebatron? Glebby?
I'm going to go bounce off of what Mitch said, and I think it is important to... Yes.
Is that what I was about to say?
No.
Sorry.
I was going to keep going, but then you interrupted me.
Because I looked at Mitch and he makes me laugh.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
It's important to kind of get together and create stuff together, but I feel like a lot of good ideas or creative ideas come when you're actually working on something. So in the process of making one thing, you kind of get ideas for something else. It just kind of all falls into place, and yeah.
Totally.
Okay, so I have like 5 tips that I've kind of like figured out over the past year. I feel like since I graduated college, like, because I always had like a structure, like of school, work, a little bit of video editing, then bed. And that was my structure. But then when that school part went away, it was like work, sometimes edit videos, try to go to the gym, all these things, like trying to fit in one, and it's like really hard. So my number 1 tip, even though I'm not an expert, I haven't figured this out, I'm still a mess, but I've gotten better at this lifestyle. Number 1 tip is make a detailed schedule, which that sounds obvious, but when I say detailed, I mean like schedule in breaks. Schedule in time that just takes your brain away from the creativeness for a minute so that you don't get so burnt out in the moment. like maybe for my day, I would say like I'll work like 3 hours on Vid Summit. That's one of my jobs. I run social media for Vid Summit. And then I'll like maybe take 30 minutes to 45 minutes to go for a walk, or if I'm at home, maybe do the dishes, something that's mindless. So mindless kind of means keeping your body moving, but your brain isn't quite thinking so hard, and that way you can kind of like refresh and recharge and then go back and start working on the same thing or something else, but you're not so like drained by doing one thing. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. Does that sound good? Because I started doing that and it helps.
I think,
to schedule out like a little bit of time to just go breathe for a minute and then come back to it.
Yeah, because I think when you're like stuck editing, like you can be there for hours. So I think it's good to like give your eyes a rest, like stop staring at like a TV screen and like go get a drink of water and take like a breather, because I think it's like bad for your health too.
Yes, I feel like we're gonna get trick-or-treaters in a second. But anyways, anything else to add to that? That was my number one tip. And I could talk forever about that, but schedule in breaks. Schedule in time for yourself. That's basically it here.
Yeah, you need to.
Yeah,
is that a break?
Like
is that a break that we need to take?
Can you please silence your phone?
All right, we'll be back in 25
no,
minutes.
it's Snapchat. I just forgot to turn it on silent.
So distracting.
Okay, then I'll just go on to number 2 then.
Go on to number 2.
Okay, number 2, rank your priorities. And that means maybe like know what to let go of, because maybe there's some things that like you want to focus on but they're really not that important, or there's things that just aren't worth your time, and it may be hard to say no to things, but you can let go of a couple things so you're not so crazy, and that's basically it. So maybe like say I have a wedding video that's like high priority, and then I have like I don't know, create content for this next week. I don't know where I'm even going.
Or your YouTube channel.
Or my
like,
YouTube
do
channel.
Your weddings
Yeah.
first,
That's a good example.
Later.
So like, yeah, just rank it from like, I don't know, 1 to 5. Like what's number 1 that needs to get done and what's number 5. But then also with that, think of like what's going to be less demanding on your to-do list. So like say I have a wedding video that's going to be like 12 minutes long that takes me like 2 weeks to a month to finish, and then I have a 30-second promo that takes me 2 hours. Which one am I going to do first?
I was legit waiting for a doorbell. Sorry, I missed the question.
I'm going to do the 30-second promo, right? Because normally I would choose the harder project to work on first, but I just know that's going to take me a really long time. So I might as well just knock that off my to-do list, that shorter one, and then really dive into the wedding without having other things like creeping up on me. Yeah?
Yeah, totally agree.
And then on that note, there is a book, I'm forgetting the name of it right now, Procrastinate on Purpose. I'll throw a little picture somewhere on here and put a link in the description if you're watching this on YouTube.
Ding. That's where
Gleb, that's where Gleb comes in. But basically this book, it explains how to utilize your time. So it may sound obvious, but if you're more productive in a short amount of time, you'll be less stressed. I don't know, like that sounds obvious, but it's when you think about it, are you really being productive your entire day? Or are you scrolling?
And the answer for me is no.
Yeah, same. It is a hit or miss for me. But when I read this book, I was like, okay, I really could just focus in for these 2 hours straight. And do you know how much you can get done in a straight 2 hours if you don't grab your phone and look on Facebook? And like,
probably a lot.
do you know what I mean? So it's just really acknowledging like how productive are you actually being, because you could condense like 8 hours of work into 4 hours if you're really just like analyzing like how productive you're being. And that book talks a lot about it. So Andrew Tyler, our hero. I was about to say like, may he rest in peace.
He's alive.
He was very much alive.
We just miss him. But he recommended that book, but check it out if you feel like it's actually really good. Like I need to reread it because it's been a while, but I just always think about that. Okay, like I'm literally wasting time like looking on Facebook for this 30 minutes that I just get drowned in there. So sometimes it's even good to like legit
put your phone
it's really
away,
hard for me.
all the way across the room, and don't touch it.
It's hard.
Put
it's
it on
better
like
easier said than done.
Do not disturb mode, silence it, whatever mode it has, and just leave it. And just focus
even
on what
for
you're doing
30
on your
minutes,
computer.
because you realize that you...
And then silence the notifications on your computer because they're all connected anyway, so you'll check Facebook on there instead.
I always rationalize it because I'm like, oh, I'm over social media. I need to have my
No,
phone.
that's me too.
And
It's like, I've thought about deleting my
sense.
Facebook, but I
Makes
can't.
sense.
You can't. That's good advice, though.
Yeah, no, it's a lot. I think about that because it's like, if you really think about how much time you're on social media, You're wasting time. You could be not stressing
You could be really
about the
productive.
video that you needed to have done 3 days ago, Caitlyn.
Caitlyn, you're peaking. I'm going to ask you to speak a little quieter.
I'm sorry. I just
so
got
we
mad
don't
at myself.
blow the ears off
Because I
our
wasted
audience.
time today because it was Halloween and I was like, oh, I can chill. I
And
should have
here we
edited
are.
instead.
Here we are.
No,
And
this
here we
isn't
are.
wasting time to me. This is like therapy and it's something we've wanted to do.
Your levels are hella high.
I'm sorry.
so,
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Relax a little.
Sorry. Okay.
All right.
Number 4 on my list is, this kind of ties into some stuff we've already talked about, but take that break when you feel like you need it, but don't procrastinate. Does that make sense?
No, deep dive. Give an example.
So like, okay, say you always like say no to things because like, oh, I have to edit. Yeah, I always have to edit, but then like someone asks you to dinner, so you usually say no to that because you feel guilty.
Yeah.
Let yourself go to dinner every now and then.
Oh,
But
treat
don't
yourself.
don't only do it because you're procrastinating, because there's a difference there. Do you know what I mean? There's a difference
so maybe
in
do
saying
it
like,
as a
oh,
reward?
well, that's my next step is reward yourself. But no, it's not. It's more like saying like, because you know when you like are like, oh, I'll just do it tomorrow. But it's like when you really feel burnt out, let yourself take that break. You know, you just have to analyze that your creative juices are gone for a minute. So you need to go step away, go to dinner, go hang out with someone, or just go be alone if you don't like to socialize like I do. And then that's that. Do you have anything to add? Because I'm running out of juice here.
I think rewarding yourself was definitely something very important.
Rewarding myself
Even if it's
is the
something
next one,
simple. Oh, are we still on number 4?
but it all
Oh.
ties together.
No, keep
Oh,
going
sorry.
on number 4, Gleb. You're
Okay,
doing
number
great.
4. Take a break. Is that what we're on?
Yeah, but it's
Okay.
just go. Just
okay.
talk about what you're gonna say.
Yeah, rewarding yourself I think is very important. If you spent all day working on one particular project and then finally get done, do something fun. Do something you like. Go grab some food. Drink a beer.
Go to the mountain.
Go to the mountains if you can. The desert if you live in the desert. The ocean if you're lucky.
And any other geographical locations you could.
Yes.
No, but I
Learn
agree.
your
Go to
geography.
Price.
No,
Except for
no,
Price.
no, go to
I
Price.
lose my mind.
No.
No, I think it is important
like
to shake
Price.
it up though when you need a break. Don't do like the usual break. Like it might help to like really
Get out of. I think it's sometimes it's nice to kind of take a break that takes you out of your comfort zone a little bit. Maybe.
Something to change your mindset.
Yeah, like if your friends invite you to do like a new activity that maybe is something you haven't considered before or haven't done before, go with them because you might end up liking something new. You might meet new people. And you just have fun, and you have something new. If you don't like it, then you don't like it, and you just won't
that's a
invite you
good
anymore.
Yeah.
Perspective. Yeah, and these may sound very repetitive, but I think that's the point. Is just like, don't feel guilty for letting yourself breathe. Because there was a quote by Sarah Beth Yoga, one of my favorite YouTubers for yoga. It was a quote by someone else that said, you need to sharpen the saw in order to like cut the tree. So does that make sense? So like you
Sure
need to
does.
sharpen your brain in order to like make
Cut the
more
tree
content and be able to think better. So you really need to take that time to relax in order to be able to just like do your thing. And so when I was gonna say take a reward yourself after you finish a big project. That was kind of my next thing, but it's the same. It kind of ties together. But like after I finish a wedding video, I will like take myself out to dinner, or I'll give myself like 1 or 2 days off just to watch Netflix or something that I don't get to do while I'm editing. And because I used to not do that, I used to just finish one video and then it was like, oh my gosh, okay, that one's done. I'll post it, get the engagement, whatever, and then right on to the next one, which yes, that's like productive, but no, because my brain literally explodes after one wedding video.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
So like I need like sometimes I'll take a week, and right now I'm really behind on wedding videos, and it's not because I haven't been like working, it's because I've been having other clients and stuff, and I'm working in between on weddings and stuff, but my brain's also been like psh, and I don't want to work on something like that and do it like not to my full. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So like I just think, yeah, just rewarding yourself and like allowing your time in between projects to just like refresh is really important. Do you guys do anything to do that?
When we first started doing NASDAQ shoots, they would be really stressful. And so when I would get back, or when we'd wrap on something and we'd fly back in and I'd go home, I would take off the entire next day just to like mentally recover because it was so stressful. I don't need to do that anymore. I think we have it pretty packed at this point, but the starting, I definitely had to take those breaks.
Yeah.
Anything?
That's basically it. Yeah, when you're taking breaks. Like Caitlyn says, pretty repetitive topic, but a lot of these ideas, they kind of just work.
It's the point of like allow yourself that break. Like that's what happened with Vid Summit. Vid Summit literally burns me out to my core. Like I don't have any personality after that.
I think you were dead for like 3 days.
What Vid Summit is and why.
Vid Summit is a conference I worked for, put on by the one and only Daryl Eves. No, it's a conference I work for. I help with the social media there, and it's all about video marketing and just growing a business with video. It's got YouTubers and just business professionals and stuff like that. It's a really cool event. If you're interested if you're interested, go to vidsummit.com or follow us on socials.
But it runs 3-4 days. And
yeah, it was actually 2.5, but I'm there Monday through Friday.
Exactly.
So
that's a
Monday
long
we
time.
fly in. It's kind of calm on Monday, but then Tuesday's like set up, go. We have to get that, and registration starts. And I only am in charge of social media, but I'm also like I'm kind of in a little bit, so I know things if they're asking me questions. But it's like you wake up at like 5 a.m. and you don't go to bed till like 1 a.m.
Okay.
Half the time. That's pretty much how it is for like 2 out of the.
So
probably 3 out of
the
4 or 5 days you're there. Yeah. So that's just a really long week. It's really fun, and I love it because the environment there, that's kind of what like pushed me to like make sure we did this podcast, because I was like, we need to do content that makes us happy.
Yeah.
And it's not because of monetization or anything like that. It's just like create that content that like feeds you and makes you excited. And so this is like our first try at a podcast and stuff, but we just want to like get together and talk about stuff like this, even though we're in my living room right now on Halloween trying to figure our lives out. But
it's good.
That's the point. And I also like I have 22 video ideas for my YouTube channel that have been just sitting there and I haven't filmed them. This is one of them, but I decided to turn it into a podcast. I may still film that video, so if you came from that video because I told you to, that's
What's our 5th topic?
It makes sense. I'm sorry, I'm rambling. That was 5th. That's honestly all I had. One more thing.
5th is reward.
Well, actually, I kind of skipped over this one. Let yourself do that thing that makes you feel guilty. And what I mean by that is like this podcast. I like in my mind, I'm like, okay, I could be spending this time editing a wedding video that's client work, and like I have to get that done, and it's really important to me, but like this is something that can kind of make me excited and recharge. Do you know what I mean? Is there something that you like kind of feel guilty about doing when you should be like working on something else? Like maybe going to the gym or
I never feel
like
self-care.
I don't feel guilty about going to the gym either because it makes me feel good. But like, is there something like that? Like, I don't know, like watching a Netflix show, because we should be able to like watch a show. So I always feel guilty.
You sometimes get into that. My biggest thing is like I'll start watching YouTube sometimes to either get inspiration, but then you just start to get into that. Going down that rabbit hole, the YouTube rabbit hole, you find that next suggested video and then the next one, and then all of a sudden you've spent like 2 hours on YouTube for some reason watching like a giraffe eat leaves or something.
It started out as productive YouTube though, because I was researching strategies and stuff.
And then you start to justify because you're in denial hard.
No, well, I was only gonna spend like, it was like my morning. That's what I do in the morning sometimes. I'll spend like 30 minutes drinking my coffee, just kind of warming up my brain.
Just warming it up. Trick or treaters.
Trick or treat.
We've got trick or treaters.
No pause, please.
No pausing. We're pausing. We'll leave this in.
Yeah.
Because it's Halloween. I don't know when this. Can we get this up by like?
Happy Halloween, guys. You guys.
Yeah.
Or tomorrow even.
I can edit it tomorrow. I'm gonna edit when I get home tonight.
No. I didn't mean that yet.
Happy Halloween,
Merry
guys.
Christmas.
Yeah, I don't know when this is gonna be up, but hopefully soon. Even if just as soon as we can. So it'll be near Halloween. I'm getting congested.
There's a cute little Wonder Woman. Oh, did we wrap?
No, we're still going.
Oh, okay.
Did you cut?
Yep, I cut. Gleb, did I cut?
No, he's recording.
I don't even know
where were we at.
We were talking about things that make you feel guilty for not working, but they probably should be beneficial.
YouTube for me is one. Netflix, YouTube is my main.
I feel like Netflix isn't as big for me because I usually only will start watching it once I know I have everything done. Because I just get into... I'm not good at binge watching. I can't sit down and watch TV for like... Unless it's a show I really want. There's one coming out in December. But like, if it's a show I really like, then I'll sit and binge watch it. But usually like, I'll watch an episode or two while I'm eating food and then get back to work. But another thing I like to do, like, I like hiking and just grabbing my camera and like going and take pictures. Sometimes I feel a little guilty doing that if I have other projects I should be working on, but it makes me feel good, so I go out and do it anyways.
Yeah, this podcast made me feel a little guilty because I have a shoot tomorrow that I should be preparing for and a video that I wanted done on Sunday, but I didn't get it done. And I was going to work on it today. Am I talking too loud?
No, you're good. You're good.
But, so if you're waiting for a video from me, by the way, this is what I'm doing instead. I'm just kidding. No.
You signed it, and in the contract it said that video will be late, so you signed it.
I usually put a long time frame on mine. But I do work on them at least a couple hours a day, but it's hard for me because I really can't, this is one thing I didn't talk about. So in that schedule, like, I work 3 jobs, right? So my Vid Summit job and my Slick job, I kind of work all at once. I work during the day until about 2 o'clock p.m. And then sometimes I'll go to the gym right after that, sometimes not. But it takes a lot to, like, switch your mindset into video editor mode. Does that make sense? Now I'm looking at myself because you just showed me that.
We lost your forehead.
Headroom, yeah.
Is that better?
No, there you go.
But yeah, so, like, the process of, like, getting your mind ready to edit is really hard for me.
Super tough.
That's why I like to edit on Saturdays, where I like Friday nights it kind of works too, but it's hard for me to fit it all in during the week, even though that's what I have to do right now because my weekends have been busy. But is it my hands you're making?
He's popping his
Sorry.
I hope you enjoyed that.
It's a habit.
Yeah, but so I don't know. What I'm trying to say is I take like probably 2 hours like after I get off work to when I start like thinking about video. It's probably about 5 o'clock when I can actually sit down and be like, okay, what do we need to do here? And so it's like from maybe 5 to like 7, I'll work on it, take a little break then, and then I'll maybe work until 9. But honestly, I like to cut myself off at like 8:30 because if I don't do that, my mind will keep going and I will stay up all night and then I can't get up in the morning, go to the gym, and live my life the way I want to.
Structure.
So during the week, it's really hard for me because I only get those like couple hours, and yes, I can get a lot done in that time, but when you're editing a video, you dive in and you can be there for like 5 hours.
Yeah. 5 days.
So yeah, but that's why I like to do it on like Saturdays because I can wake up, I have like a really slow morning, I'll make my coffee, shower, just kind of chill, I'll watch the news, I'll watch a show or something, and maybe by like noon I'll start working, and then I'm literally in my office until like 9 o'clock at night. And that works really well, but it's hard when your weekends are busy doing other things that you like have to do. Like for me, it's like this weekend I have a reception I have to film, and so my weddings are on weekends. I haven't had one since September, but October got busy because Vid Summit, and now I'm finally in that space where I can kind of just really focus on the weddings. And it's just like I just have to not go anywhere on the weekends if I can help it. Like, and now it's holidays though that are coming up, and it's just really hard. I have a hard life, but I'm trying. This is my
No, she doesn't. This is adult life. This is just how it goes.
These are my this is how I've been getting through it though. And were you gonna say something?
Oh no, I was gonna keep going.
Well, what I was going on to next is like sometimes what helps me is I've switched my schedule a lot over the past month, just trying to figure out what works. But it's like I'll do Monday, Wednesday, Friday will be my gym days, and that's still how it is. And so I usually go in the morning, but if I don't make it in the morning, I have the time to go in the afternoon. And then after that, I'll like try to work on a little bit of video, but Tuesdays and Thursdays, that's like full video days. Like I'll come home from work, I won't go to the gym, I won't have any other distractions, but I'll just work on video for those like longer hours that I have. But if I'm trying to go to the gym and edit videos and work on VidSummit, it's just really hard. And then I also like, it's hard, this is a guilty pleasure, but I have shows on during the fall. Like This Is Us, Grey's Anatomy, A Million Little Things, all of them start, and I really just want that guilty pleasure at like 7 or 8 o'clock at night to just shut off my mind. And I try to, but usually I'll watch those like on Sundays. Am I being loud?
You tapped the table. Sorry, Mitch is noticing all the details now.
That's why you're wearing the headphones. This is why I told you to wear the headphones.
What I want to try doing is I don't have a good laptop. It's like this ancient little MacBook Air that I use for college, but I want to get a better laptop sometime in the future. And whenever I have like videos I want to edit, I might be one of those people that will like go and sit at Starbucks for a little bit, sip some coffee, because
a YouTuber,
I think,
you mean?
yes, a YouTuber. But I think sometimes it's just nice to kind of leave your space.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And work somewhere else, because it can like trigger more creativity or something
And
like
you're not,
that,
like, trapped
or new
in that.
ideas and stuff like that. Plus, it gives you like a change of scenery and maybe some like a different kind of ambience, so you're not like stuck in the same space. And yeah, also fresh air.
I'm the opposite of that. I like being in my own space.
I like being in. Well, no, I don't like
you
being.
need to
I
break.
can't work if like on
No,
videos
like-
if I'm around
no,
people,
like,
but like
a good space.
change.
Like having your own space and like working on your computer, on your own machine and stuff, versus like a work computer, I feel like is always really nice. But yeah, sometimes you just have like a change of scenery and it can like.
Yeah, I
you
agree
know,
with that. Sometimes I'll even
change
just
it
bring
up.
my laptop down here just because I don't want to sit in my office anymore, and I'll just like work.
Exactly.
And it helps, but I do get more done up there because I have like my desk set up and stuff, so my workflow's a little bit easier, but like my brain works a little better.
Just personal preference.
When I randomly switch it though. It's just like if I get sick of being up there, like,
And find your groove.
and I have to be home alone.
You have to be.
I can't have anybody else in the house if I'm down here.
That makes sense.
Please stop
That makes
banging
sense.
the table.
I did that on purpose. Okay, I don't have much. That was really all that I.
Loved it.
No, it was fun.
You guys didn't produce anything.
Well, yeah.
But yeah,
Throw
so
us under
do you
the
guys?
bus.
Yeah, we actually asked
Yeah.
her to produce, and she said yes. So
I
Yeah.
said, but yeah, have some ideas.
we did. Did we not bounce off your
Yeah, you
ideas?
did. You did.
It says
We literally
chime
chose
in
yes.
right there on the outline.
Yeah,
We
but
tried.
do you? Well, one
Yeah.
more thing I just thought of. Do you guys like feel like you lose your personality when you burn out?
Trick or treaters.
I'm scared of it.
Let's ask the question again.
Do you guys feel like you lose your personality?
I feel like my personality is already all
I
over the
think mine's
place,
been
so I
gone.
think it really just
I think my
depends.
personality's been gone for like 2 years, and I think my friends don't actually know who I am. because
We know
I'm
who
just-
you are.
I'm literally. I'll give this picture to you to put in it. This picture of me from Vid Summit. We were at the party at Dave and Buster's, and I'm literally like this. Like I like look like I'm having the worst time when I'm just like I was so tired, number one, but I was hanging out with like really fun people and stuff, and I was just like, and there was one
Just
guy.
dead on the inside.
If you guys know Method Box, they're some YouTubers on YouTube, I guess. But this guy his name's John, right? Jonathan? I hope that's your name. Now that I'm thinking about it, but he kept asking if I was okay, and I was just like, yeah, I'm fine. Like, what's wrong? And then I saw the pictures of me, and I was like, well, that's why he's asking me that. Is that what I look like on a regular basis? And I feel like people ask me if I'm okay all the time, and it's because I look like that. And so I just need to start like going and like freeing my soul and not being so dead inside.
Well, I think you need to be easier on yourself because you were also working like 4 straight
No, and
days.
I
Yeah,
get that too, but I
yeah.
also
Like,
understand
I think
it.
it's
If you're
okay.
tired, I
But
think
it's
it's
also
fine.
Yeah.
in wedding season though, I do get like that. Like I'm literally just like this, and I'm awkward and shy at the same time, so that kind of ties into that. Like I'm not one to like be like, hi, good to see you, you know, like Katie Packer, because that's who I was with. So it was like Katie was this like spring of emotion, and I'm just like,
A dry well of emotion. Lost it.
hello. I don't want to be here, but I actually was like having fun, like, acknowledging everyone. I was just tired.
Sure.
So, do I have anything else to say? Do you
I feel
guys
like-
have anything else to
I
say?
feel like I don't get that way. I don't know.
I do, but you
Maybe
don't edit full wedding videos. I think it
That's
happened
true.
to me once
That's
weddings
true.
hit. Like that's what it is.
But even if I don't know. I guess maybe I do. I
It's
haven't
long
really paid
format.
attention to
But here's another thing.
whether I do that if
If-
I've been spending like all day shooting and editing. Like after doing NASDAQ, I mean I feel pretty tired, but I still feel like I'm
But
ready to go like
I think-
somewhere, especially if we're like in the new town.
yeah,
I'm like, oh, I want to go look
It's
around
worth it.
instead of sitting
that's
in a
fun.
hotel room.
Yeah.
Fit Summit was.
going
That's why I'm saying
somewhere.
it's fun. But I literally didn't leave the hotel until I left it Wednesday night to go to Dave and Buster's, and then Friday with Drew when we went to the beach. So I literally didn't even know I was in California until the end of that thing because I did leave. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's hard, but well, I was gonna say something and now I forgot. Oh, I was just So if I could let go, this is going back to like that rank system. This is with my jobs. If I could let go of one job, aka my day job, that I feel like I don't hate my day job, but it's just not really benefiting me, I guess, in my growth for like media and content creation and stuff like that. If I could let go of that, I would probably be a lot better with this whole entire thing, because I would have more time to edit videos, more time to work on socials, more time for my personal stuff, and time to just like socialize and not lose my personality. But I can't do that right now because of income. Because I need that. I just need that steady income, even though I do make money with my freelance. And if I pushed it a little bit harder, I could probably be fine. But it's too risky for me, and I'm scaredy cat. So maybe that's our next topic: is fearing like failure or taking risks. We could talk about that. That's an idea. I just thought of it. Write it down. But yeah, see, like, how do you deal with that?
Come to you when you're making something.
See.
Perfect example.
There's just like so many things going on in my brain right now.
I don't know what's up.
But yeah, but don't you think that like that's hard when you have all these things that you want to work on, but you have other things that you have to do because it's just like what society needs you to do, and I have to pay rent, and I don't have insurance, and it's just like all these things that are eating at you, but you really just like don't want to deal with it, and I want to be a kid again. I might move back home. But that's the point. I don't know. That's not the point. Don't move back home. Do what you want to do. But it's really hard to balance these things. And it's not just with creative lifestyle, it's with all lifestyles. Work-life balance is hard. And so, I don't know, if you guys have any advice for what you do or what you think would be beneficial with how you balance things, comment that if you're on YouTube. This should be on Spotify or wherever else we can get a podcast. Gleb's working on that.
Yes.
So, but YouTube for sure, we know it'll be there. So just leave us a comment and follow us on the socials. It's gonna be at the what's our name? I forgot. If you guys
Unadvisable.
If you guys knew how long it took to come up with a name,
it took us 3 days.
And we had one, but then I was like, wait, it's oversaturated. There's like 2 other things with this name. And then Gleb said something today, and I was gonna do that name. Then Gleb said something today, which is
Unadvisable.
So we're gonna do Unadvisable. But I think our socials, I literally just made them today. It's at the Unadvisable on Twitter and Instagram, and YouTube should just be, you should find us under Unadvisable. We'll make sure there's links on all of that. But I don't think I have anything else. That's why I kind of started wrapping it up.
No, that's perfect.
So, and I think we've sticked with our time. We haven't gone that far since this is our first one. It's really just kind of a trial. We may be in a different location for the next one. We may not. I don't know what's going to happen. This was a trial. So I just wanted to talk about my stress. And we all have stress. And it's hard. And we all don't know what to do.
The mic is right there.
I'm sorry. But yeah, do you have any other last thoughts on the topic?
I just want you to find a therapist, and I want you to be okay.
This is my therapy. This is literally when I talk to myself.
We're
it's
the
fine.
therapist.
I can talk
need to be unlicensed.
We need a professional. If anybody knows a therapist, go ahead and tag them in the comments, and then have them contact us through our Instagram account.
I'm fine. I just have a lot of projects.
Sure.
And I love them all with my heart. I just don't have the time. It stresses me out.
So go ahead and, like I said, just link them in the comments and we'll find them. Thanks for watching, guys. We will catch you
very much
on our next podcast.
Peace out.
Happy Halloween, even though this isn't Halloween anymore.
Yeah.
Bye.